Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are we doing? It's Avi the Spastic here, live from his bedroom. Big dosser. Only joking, but that's how I feel at the moment with this on me. Let's see, everywhere I go, I've got this little thing here. Smith and Nephew, Pico 7. Ooh. When you press that button there, Porky doesn't turn into an ordinary Porky. Porky is Banana Man. Eric is Banana Man. Do you remember it? The Banana Man cartoon years ago.
Yeah.
I used to have Banana Man t-shirt when I was a young one. I thought I was Banana Man. We're always better than Spider-Man.
Is that so painful when you...
Listen, obviously I've showed you earlier that photo. There's 3 holes, isn't there? There's a biggish one like that. Then there's one that weren't split, and then there's a little one like that. Well, the little one popped, didn't it, at 3 in the morning. I thought, oh, what was that? Oh, that was like that. And it was coming out. I could feel it weeping for days. And so I went back there today, and they said, yeah, it's you just got to pack it again. But it'll all open up into one. You know, all the 3 wounds that you've seen, there's like gaps in where there's skin in between, in the middle of them. They'll open up into one. And as it's packed like that, right, they're worried that at the bottom, it might be packed at the top, but at the bottom, there might be a gap there. So what it'll do when it goes into one wound, it'll drop, and then it'll have to be packed again. And if that don't work, what they'll do, they'll have to open me up again, split it, and then start again, and then stitch it all up. But they don't want to go down that route. But this is the problem you see when you're dealing with NHS Max. Do you know what I mean? Where,
cheap option.
Well, yeah, that's what it is, and that's what you're up against, isn't it? You've got 2 doctors who say you've got to have an operation at 2 different hospitals. Berry sent me to Oldham. Oldham said operate. Berry said operate. Took me to Oldham. Oldham said, yeah, we'll operate. They didn't. And then obviously at Doncaster, they said operate. They sent me from that ESAC to Ward and then kept me there, and they didn't. So it's all to do with Darwin. Whereas if you go private, they deal with you, don't they? But because it's already been started by them in Turkey, not everybody wants to correct everybody's work, do they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when I went there and they goes, when I went to Doncaster, they were saying, oh, you've had a gastric band. Yeah, they go, ooh, where did you have that? Then I went, oh, Claremont, Sheffield. And they're like, oh, is there a problem with it? So no, there isn't a problem with that. There isn't a problem. There never is. Been a few times private now, and there's never a problem. Your problem are with these.
Yeah.
Yeah, best service.
So it's shifting the blame, isn't it? Trying to shift blame.
Mate, Gibbo took me for that one at Claremont. We went straight in, 2 o'clock appointment, dropped me off. I run at knife at 2:30. I run at knife at 2:30. You go there, they say, yeah, you're going to operate. You're still there 9 hours later, and nobody knows what's happening. Nobody's making a decision. And that's in both hospitals. But when you're paying, they just take you straight through. Yeah, you need an operation, bump through. And our home, we lived in Conisborough. I were in there at 2:30. I were home next day at 12 with them stockings on, in my bed. Next day at 12, so that's under 24 hours. You know what I mean? And I should have had that on NHS, that operation, because I jumped through all hoops and I qualified, but they didn't have funding. And this is what you're up against. And that was 2013, April, when I had that operation. Forward nearly 9 years, NHS has got even worse, nearly a decade, isn't it? And it's on its knees now, isn't it?
You'd think it would get better, wouldn't you? But it hasn't, has it?
Please, mate. And I've already inquired about Bupa and what cost my medical history is that crap. They want a fortune, but I regret not getting it when I left school. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking into it for my kids and I'll see how much it is, but I've got it for my dog, but not my kids. That's bad, isn't it? But I wish I had my time again. I'd gone private, but NHS were all right when I was a kid. Now is it? I've got NHS A&E now and get done in 4 hours. You haven't got a prayer.
Not a prayer. No.
Like, they're supposed to do it. If they don't do you within 4 hours, I were having a dig at them down there. And somebody come and see me and they said, "Do you want to make a complaint?" And I went, "No, I don't want to complain. I just want to know why nobody's doing that." And he said, "Oh, we have to deal with you in 4 hours, or you can complain." But they're not going to tell you that, are they? But I wonder how many people got A&E, right, and they don't get dealt with within 4 hours. Because you're always waiting, aren't you? Like when I was there the other day, this scanning machine when I was good. When I was there's always somebody worse off than yourself. Right, Max, let's talk about boxing. Did you watch Eddie Hill's The 4-0 Iceman 3 by way of? Did you watch his show at the weekend? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
What did you think to it?
You know what? It wasn't a bad card for what he had. Look, we all know Eddie Hearn. He's starting to struggle for fighters. Like, this is why he's getting these rematches all the time. Terry Harper. We'll go on to Terry Harper one. She was a scared kitten in there, wasn't she?
Yeah.
You know, do you know what? I was saying to Chris Smedley about that fight. Terry Harper, I mean, I thought, well, it's going to play a little bit into it, the ring rust being out for so long or a period of time. But when a fighter has been outside the biting at the chomp to get back, there was no fire in her. You know what I'm saying? In the fight, and she was losing every round. You know, until up to where she got stiff, knocked out, standing up. You know, and he had the audacity to like want to have the rematch. Oh yeah, take the rematch. You know, it's not on the same level. She's got to develop something serious in order to beat that American lass, because I think she was really good. Stiff jab. She come with a lot of firepower. You know, she hit with intent. Every shot she hit was intent of doing damage, and you know, Terry Harper couldn't stand up to it, unfortunately. It is what it is, isn't it, Russ?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's the saying that everybody uses, but sooner or later you get found out in boxing. It's a lonely, lonely place in that ring. And if you're bluffing and you've blagged it that way, you will be found out. Like that Michael Grant, he was knocking stiffs out, wasn't he? And what happened to him?
Yeah.
Everybody was saying, "Oh, this is over for Lennox Lewis here." 31-0 kid fighting him. He was knocking everybody out. He looked like an Iceman. He looked like Joshua, didn't he? Same physique as Joshua. And look what happened to him.
Got iced.
That was the same with Terry. They've give her a big hype job. They give her the old matchroom carte blanche, haven't they? They've given her a matchroom carte blanche and got found out, but she's done well. She's overachieved. She's overachieved, in my opinion.
If you was Steffi Ball, what would you do? If you're in Steffi Ball's shoes now, what would you do?
I wouldn't rematch that girl because she could get hurt. You've just seen what's happened. Why have a rematch over that? It were a conclusive finish, wasn't it? Did Lucian Bute rematch Carl Froch? He went in another direction and he was in a bad way, mate, after that fight.
Yeah.
Mentally, he couldn't pull trigger. He couldn't pull trigger after that. But Terry couldn't pull trigger before, could she? She's a runner, isn't she? Picks him off with jab. It's only 2-minute rounds. Gets on a bite. If she's struggling, holds on, and hopes if it's a close decision, Uncle Eddie comes to save her and judges. Happened against Jonas, didn't it? So she couldn't pull trigger anyway. So how's she going to beat that girl? She's been flogged by her. She can't punch, so the girl's not going to respect her. What's she going to do? Stink away to a victory over 10 2-minute rounds? That won't happen because she'll catch up with her. And Eddie's already got her tied up anyway, Annie, that girl. So, yes, look, the king is dead, long live the king. Boxing waits for nobody. And Eddie Hearn don't wait for anybody. It's a tough business. All he does, he gets his phone and he goes, bump, mute, or whatever he does, and don't answer your calls. I could name you loads of people that thought they were mates and then they weren't answering the calls. When he needs you, he'll call and show an interest because he's that busy. He'll get pulled about all over the place. When he doesn't, he don't need you, and that's how these people think. You've got to be as ruthless as him. It's all, it's all very well people putting out press releases on Twitter and this and that and bloody fucking blah and putting him on her account, but he's typing it with swear words and all that. She don't swear like that. She don't speak like that. Point I want to make is that damage is done. Everybody's seen what happened, so why try and spin shit on it? Why try and get violins out? Yeah, he's a promoter, fair enough, but Eddie's a promoter. His job's to manage her. And so far, he's managed her all right, hasn't he? But she's come unstuck in that fight. But if she hadn't took that fight, and she'd have gone and took somebody easier, everybody had been fucking moaning anyway. She had to step up sooner or later. You can't keep fighting school dinner ladies, can you?
No, you can't. No.
Rematch Natasha Jonas, but it'd be nice to see a belt online. But if I was Steffi Bull, there's already been a few of them saying, "Oh, struggling at weight and that." And don't forget, he moved her down a weight a bit ago. Put her at a comfortable weight. She's not a puncher anyway. Not many of them are punchers. They're not all bangers like that girl who was just put her into orbit. It wouldn't really matter if she fought somebody at 10 stone, in my opinion. It won't matter because they're not all bangers. They're not like Savannah Marshall or that girl Terry's just fought.
No.
Put her at a weight she's comfortable with. She might start punching a bit then, and she might start absorbing shots. And all it's going to be now she's been a world champion, is let's try and get a few quid out of that job for ourselves, because I've invested money in her, because you sell it as if I'm Steffi. And for her, she want to get out of that job. She won't want to do this forever, but getting it like that, it's not very nice, and it's got to be worrying for the girl's family, because you've only got to take a few more of them, and you end up talking like Riddick Bowe, don't you?
Well, like Dave Allen.
Dave's not speaking like when I first met Dave. He spoke a lot better than he does now. Go look on interviews when he started with Dennis, and go look at him now. But you're the last person to know if you're a boxer, aren't you? Look how many rounds he's done with Tyson, Huey, Joshua. I bet there's nearly 2,000 rounds with them, easily. Who does that amount of rounds? It's been Dylan White, Chisora, Bellew. He's had some fists, hasn't he?
Ortiz.
Oh, he's fought Ortiz, fought David Price, but I'm on about sparring. Dave's had some.
Sparring, yeah.
Dave Allen's had hammer. No buts. He's had hammer. He was warring at gym straight away when he started training up at Ingles when he first started taking boxing.
Yeah.
He's had hammer. So, but he does that a lot, doesn't he? Hey up, Dave. Yeah, we're ready, like that. It's quite a lot, isn't it? Daffy Duck. It's not his fault. It's because he's a tough kid. But eventually, look, I just tell it straight, don't I? People don't like it. Fuck off. It catches up on you. It catches up on you if you're taking punishment. Your head's not designed to get taking punishment constantly. And if you look how many times they got in that David Price fight, that should have been it, because it even scared him. And he's tough, Dave, very tough. But being tough don't get you anywhere. That's why Peter Fury didn't work with him no more. He didn't want a tough guy. Peter wanted somebody to move and not get it. If you're getting it up, not good does it on your trainer, does it? So he looks like he's doing a good job with that young Stevie. So that's good, isn't it? But I don't want to see Dave Allen fighting, because he's bound to take an hard fight.
He'll be fighting Babbage. That's happening, isn't it?
Listen, mate. You could take one too many fights, and then everybody afterwards saying, "Oh, if only we hadn't got him in with that fight. If only." Could have.
Babbage do him damage.
Well, he's got a good work rate, hasn't he? But I think Dave might surprise a few people against him personally, because I don't reckon he's that fucking good. He's maybe fitter than Dave. He's more active. He's got a better punch output. They both maybe got the same power, but that Babbitt's not been hit yet, has he?
Not properly, no.
There you go. So if Dave hits him, he might not like getting hit. I mean, everybody's got a plan till they get hit, haven't they?
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Terry Harper take another fight, or maybe 2 more fights, and then go back for a world title. Well, not with that girl. I'd like to see her move up in weight, take a couple of fights and then start again. She can still go on that zone. It just means there don't have to be a belt online. She'll have to take less money, but Eddie won't be forking out sanctioning fees, will he? That's the route I'd go. But if people want to be greedy and not respect her and put her straight back in with her, and anything happens, you can remember that you heard it here from your Uncle Porky first, can't you? So
I think I agree to a point. I wouldn't mind seeing her do another 2 fights, then maybe doing a rematch with Natasha, to be honest. You know, and let's be honest, you know, they've already set that up before by saying what they said. They sort of said it. They sort of like done that script just in case this didn't go right, didn't they? So
what script?
Well, by saying there's unfinished business. You know what I mean?
No, they said that message to Natasha Jonas. I've got unfinished business with in Costa Rica. If we get beat here, we've got to fight her again, and if we get beat, then where do they go? So it was like begging bowl, trying to keep weighing out. Don't forget, Steffi Bull and Terry Harper went to see Sky in summer. Eddie had gone, yeah, go see him, and then they chose DAZN. So you can't still, oh, well, we'll fight Tasha Seas with Sky. No, you made your bed, you're fucking lying it, you're good at DAZN. And if they break the contract and lose another one, they might be done with Eddie, 2 defeats on trot. They then might go back to Sky with begging bowl, but they'll not get treated with respect, will they?
No.
They didn't want to give Natasha a rematch when the draw happened first time, did they? I mean, a draw's got to be a rematch, hasn't it? A draw. It wasn't like a split decision. It was a draw.
Yeah. Natasha won that.
But did Natasha Jonas have it in contract that if she got a draw, she got a rematch? No. So maybe they didn't want that in contract. I don't know. But I'd like to see that fight again. And if it's on Sky,
definitely.
I'd like to see it again. But Natasha's in driving seat, isn't she now? Because they haven't got, because she's wanting her, isn't she? If she don't get that belt back. And Natasha might say, well, I'm not this weight, I'm comfortable at this weight. So then she's got to go back down to that weight. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's going to be a lot of toing and throwing, and it's going to be interesting. But she's a name now, isn't she, Terry? So it's good. They've done well to get her into that position. Let's see if she can stay there. But if your heart's not in it and you're getting fists like that, you've got to get out. It's horrible sport. Horrible. It's horrible. You don't want, nobody wants to see anybody hurt, do they? We all have people who we see in boxing from, I don't like them, I hope they lose, but we don't want to see them hurt, do we?
No, definitely not. And not only that, I mean, you look at going on to the other, the main event, Kid Galahad, you know, it's like you can understand why there'd be a rematch there because, you know, he was winning up to that point, you know.
He'll rematch him.
Well, the thing is that I think one of the commentators said it. He kept doing that. Martin kept doing that overhand right, and Galahad's chin was in the air half the time, and it was just the timing of it. And Kid Galahad, you know, I thought he's good to watch, and especially in the fight, his previous fight, he's actually really good to watch. He's a very, very good fighter. You know, say again.
Great Kid Galahad.
Yeah.
Who's his best win?
I thought his last win was one of his best ones.
What's he done, Dickens? What's his best belt he's won? British.
Yeah, British, isn't it? Did he try to go from Commonwealth? No.
I'm not sure if he's got a Commonwealth. I know he's got a British.
Yeah.
Lovely kid. He's a lovely kid, but I think that fight would have been a bit better a couple of years ago because I think he might have come to the top of it and be coming down now. He's gone as far as he can go and he's on his way down now, but he's a lovely kid, Yazza. Would I like to see him in Galahad again? No. But would I like to see Galahad and Martinez again? Yeah, would I like to see that again?
Yeah.
Galahad beats him on points and stays out of the way, plays it safe and don't switch it. But you know that switch it in, and all these will keep going on about it's the Ingle style. Okay, it's the Ingle style. The Ingle style is the Bomber Graham style. Get it into your heads, everybody. Bomber Graham brought that style to Sheffield from Nottingham, a Nottingham lad. Bomber Graham style. It's not the Ingle style. It's the Bomber Graham style. Get a grip of yourselves. You know what I mean? Also, what happened with Junior Witter, didn't you, when he fought Tim Bradley, doing the Ingle style, and you've all just seen what's happened now, haven't you? Doing the Ingle style. That ain't always the way forward. But it's not the Ingle style, it's the Bomber Graham style. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like Glyn Rose running about and his fighters winning a few belts in here and that. And do you know that shoulder roll? It's like, yeah, it's the Glyn Rhodes shoulder roll, but it's the James Toney shoulder roll. But James Toney's from Midwest, and Mayweather, they copied it off Archie Moore. Do you know what I mean? But it's like everybody saying, yeah, what about that kid, Tommy Frank, who trains at Glyn Rhodes gym? Yeah, it's the Tommy Frank shoulder roll. No, it ain't the Tommy Frank shoulder roll. It's the Archie Moore shoulder roll. Do you know the mongoose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And James Toney and Mayweather perfected it. Do you know what I mean? And brought it on, but not many people do that. It's like Huey Fury does that cross-arm defense, doesn't it? But you don't hear people saying, "Oh, look at Huey Fury with his cross-arm defense." It's Kenny Norton who brought that style, and Ali couldn't fathom him out in 3 fights with him. Yeah, he beat him 2-1, didn't he? But that were a style that not a lot of people use. You know, that cross-arm thing that Kenny Norton uses. But it is what it is, isn't it? Some hardcores might not agree with me, or a lot will, but that's just my opinion on that.
Going on to the Ingles, Brendan or Flex Ingle, I just don't think he's the best corner man. Like, to be in your corner, I tend to think he gives the same advice to every fighter. Like, you'll say, "Oh, just work behind your jab, just stay jabbing." You know what I mean? I'm thinking he doesn't give sound advice, I feel. And when Kid Galahad got like caught, and he it was right at the end of the round, and he stood up and the bell went and plunked him down. I just think he wasn't giving him really sound advice, in my opinion.
Dominic Ingle, when he's in corner, he always says, "Listen, his timing's out. Look at him, his timing's out." Oh,
yeah.
Freeze and fours, all that. It's all that kind of stuff that they're saying. I don't know what it is, but this is how I look at it. When panic stations happened, they didn't even take his gum shield out, did they, after he got dropped at that round?
No.
When they asked him for water, they didn't get water, and it looked chaos, didn't it, in corner? Panic set in. What I would have done if it were me, I would have said, "No, you've got a rematch. I'm going to save you for a rematch," and stuck to their guns. And what they've got to do now, they've got to stick to their guns, because they've got a contract now that says they've got a rematch. Now, I know they're with DAZN and Eddie Hearn and that, but they've got to say, no, they've got to put the foot down. So we want that rematch, because Eddie Hearn's going to do his best to keep them sweet and not to fight in Sheffield again. Because you saw the turnout, didn't you? And loads were comped. That were turnout,
I don't think he'll be going back to Sheffield anytime soon, is he?
You wouldn't have thought so, not with that turnout, would you? You'd have to put a stacked card on and put all ticket sellers on in the area, wouldn't you?
Manchester or bloody London, isn't it? All that over, isn't it?
Why could they put Martinez on and Galahad in Manchester? They'd have to go on an undercard or somebody else, wouldn't they? They'd have to. If Canelo comes over here and he fights John Ryder, which is what Eddie's trying for, and he's trying to say we're going to get Canelo over here. How's Canelo going to come over here when he likes to fight Cinco de Mayo May in September? How's they going to get him over here? I know he likes to fight more than twice, but if they got him over here, they've done really well. But they'd have to pay him massive money. And what time would they put it on? And also, if he fought John Ryder over here, it'd be another easy one for him, wouldn't it? Like all the other, 8 that he's beat? Is it 7 or 8?
Would you want to see that?
Yeah, because I like John Ryder, but does John Ryder deserve that fight? I know people who like John Ryder might give me grief for this, but does John Ryder deserve a Canelo fight? He's not a world champion. You only want to see Canelo in with world champions, don't you, really? Let's have it right. That's all we want to see in it. Canelo against world champions or in unifications. John Ryder's not a world champion. So for Canelo to fight John Ryder, they'd have to slip him in as a mandatory, wouldn't they? But that's just taking Mickey out at fans, isn't it, really? Don't you think?
I'd rather see Canelo with Golovkin, to be honest.
Would you?
Yeah, because I thought Golovkin won that first fight. Let's say you won that first fight, Canelo won the second one. At least it'd be a half decent trilogy. You know what I mean? You know, a trilogy that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, and I'd like, personally, if it was Eddie, I'd try to get it over here because it would sell out that over here.
He's trying to wait while Golovkin's getting older. He's 40 now in a couple of weeks. So, and then
but he hasn't been active, is he? So Canelo's going to pip him.
And the other one, Beta Beav or Beterbia, whatever it's called. I always get names wrong, don't I? Well, Beta Beaver, he's knocking on a bit now, is he?
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I wish all involved all the best. All right. But like I said, if they're going to chat shit and chat utter knackers on social media and interviews and that, when that ice breaks, I'll be underneath it. Because you know that loft, I'm in.
But except you're benching 100 odd, 150 kilos or whatever it is.
He sent me an email saying Mickey Phil can't do 140 kilo, 35 reps. Listen, Phil had a professional card. You were British heavyweight champion, 21 stone, 5 foot. He's only my height, isn't he? 5 foot, what, 8'9" or something. 21 and a half stone, 22, 23 stone off peak. Look, you know yourself that I've seen Ian Harrison, who were that weight, professional bodybuilder, do 220 kilo. Is it what 6 plates? 120, 240 kilo. But on a Smithson, what's a Smithson bar? It's about 10 kilo, isn't it?
20 kilo standard, yeah.
A Smithson thing, it runs upon them racks, doesn't it? It's a lot like than an Olympic bar.
Yeah, because it's got runners on.
The Olympic bar in my factory up there at factory is 20 kilo. But the Smithson one, I think they're 10, aren't they?
It depends which they range from 10.
6 plates there. And the 6th set, he got 1 plate on each side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 60 reps, 10. So that's 240 key plus the Smithson bar. So he'd be able to do 140 key 35 because I know people have told me mixed on it. Do you know what I mean? I saw size 23-inch arms.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Admitted, you know, he were on tackle. Do you know what I mean? But now people just think, oh, John Fury can only do 8 reps. Mick can't do 35. Look, you've seen Mick yourself, can't you?
Yeah.
If I can do 110 kilo at 11 stone, right, serving in prison tent, obviously we're training for a few years to build to that. So I couldn't lift it up when I started. You build up to it, don't you? Mick do that. So I bet Mick can do. I bet Mick can piss 140 kilo 8 reps now.
No, I reckon so. Yeah.
35, but I bet he could piss 8 reps. Do you know what I mean? I'd put money that he could get John Fury in his gym in Essex and say, right, go on then, John, how many reps you can do? And I bet Mick can double his. You know what I mean? But John hasn't got time for training, has he? He's too busy dodging. MI5 are watching me. I'm a serious dude.
He's too busy boiling hedgehogs and stuff, isn't he?
Boiling hedgehog. I don't think he likes hedgehog, Johnny said in that video, didn't he?
Did he? What was it? It was boiling hedgehogs. It went off the pot. It went off to the butchers.
Got some pork chops. Behave yourself, though. He's my mate, John Fury. You know we're really close, don't you? It's my drinking partner. Right. What did you think to Chris Billam-Smith? Do you like him? Or do you think he hasn't got a big profile?
I don't think he's got a big enough. He hasn't got a big enough sort of thing behind him, is he? In my opinion, it's a shame, isn't it? Really. And
it's funny, isn't it? Because you get that young lass Stevie who were on the show, and she won. I think she 4-0 now, 5-0. She won. She's not frightened in front of the camera. That'll help her moving forward. And Eddie's took to her, and the people in the industry are saying that she's the new Terry Harper now. So maybe she might not be as polished as.
She's clogging up my Instagram. Christ, every time I log on, I see her. Sick of it.
Well, she's just doing her best, isn't she? You've got to give her a chance, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah.
I think she's a breath of fresh air, but you know, it's way boxing's heading in it now, so we have to either embrace it or say, what's going on here? A bit like with darts, isn't it, really? You know, I was a big dart fan years ago. Do you remember John Lowe Dart?
No, not really. I didn't watch darts.
John Lowe darts were like that, weren't they? They were like Tomahawk missiles, weren't they? You couldn't even get free in a bed. And when Barry Hearn brought his dart thing out, the hardcore dart fans, they couldn't hack it, could they? But eventually the razzmatazz and the prize money dwarfed the other one, didn't it? And I think that's the boxing's heading at the moment. Eddie Hearn's embraced it, hasn't he? He knows it's wrong because he knows boxing. Eddie's an historian. He studies boxing, just like me, just like other people. Yeah. He knows it's wrong, but they're blinded by money, aren't they? They don't care for feelings. It's nothing personal with Eddie Hearn. It's like, I know boxers who don't speak to him now, but thought they were his best mate. It's nothing personal. It's just money. That's all it is. You're either Team Eddie, or if you're not, that's it. He's not bothered. You discarded. He don't block you, just mutes you. The sooner people get used to that, the better. But it's not my cup of tea. I don't like him. I don't like what he's done to the sport. I don't like how he goes on about money and stuff like that. I don't like that. That's just my opinion, isn't it? He might be an half decent kid if you get to know him. You know, but he's got to keep this up now. He's got to keep the pretense up, hasn't he? Of being the cheeky cappy and all that. Look, he probably knows deep down that everybody thinks he's a fucking knob in boxing. But they're not going to tell him because he's got carte blanche, hasn't he? He's the one that can make you or break you. He can shut the door in your face, can't he? Or he can make you.
Right, this is what annoys me. Like, okay, Stevie Lee, look, fair play to her. She's plodding herself forward. You don't see enough of her. But I've seen more of her in the last, week than have Savannah Marshall in the last year. And that's fucked up because Savannah Marshall, fucking hell, she's quality. She's one of the best female boxers ever. You know what I mean? She's that good. And, it's a crying shame because this is why I think, well, in my opinion, this new Sky boxer company coming along, signing them, her and Fury, it's a bit of a slight bit of breath of fresh air for them because they weren't getting the fights. Now all of a sudden, Savannah's getting the Clarissa Shields fight now, which is going to obviously on the same card coming up for next year, and things are happening for her, and I feel good for her because she deserves it. You know what I mean? Quality fighter she is. I mean, you know what? When you were saying about your best fighters the other day, you've asked a few people. She's in my top 5 favorite fighters because I just love watching. I think what Peter Fury's done with her is fantastic. And she's
a lovely girl, Savannah, lovely lass.
Yeah, I think she's top 5. And do you know what it is as well? What annoys me is it just seems this is why boxing, like how you just saying before, it seems like the bigger mouth you got, the further you go. It's fucking wrong. You know what I mean? So
lovely Savannah, lovely person, lovely warm person, very quiet, but she gets to know her. She's lovely. She's a bit shy at first if she don't know you, but look, she does her talking at gym. She's in that gym, first inning, last and out. She's last and out, first inning, last and out. She'll be warming up before anybody. She'll be warming down after everybody's gone. Hard gym rat. She's a galahad in gym. No messing about. And punches like a mule. I hear her on pads, and then I hear body bag, and then I watched this other kid go on it over an heavyweight, and I thought air punches were making more noise than other kid. And he wasn't you, it was somebody else who was over there as a sparring partner. I thought she can crack. I've seen her with broken ribs in there after sparring men. Yeah,
but this is the point. This is the point. Savannah, she'll beat some men. She's that good.
She was shocked at that day, and but it's an hard game. Terry Harper can't tell stories like that about sparring, and you've just seen what happened when she got hit. Game over. That's it. game over. She probably never win another world title now unless they buy her one, unless they get her an IBO or something, but like they did before. So and that's a shame, but I don't know. It's a sport unlike any other. You know, it ain't like what I thought it'd be. Looking at it close up, it's a bit. I don't know. We're all being lied to, aren't we?
Oh, you look at the Terry Harper fight and compared to Savannah Marshall's last fight. They're both not the same opponents, sort of the same intensity going forward. And Savannah's last fight, Christ, the woman was trying to knock her out straight away, and going at her 100%. And all you hear Peter in the corner, and it's again sound of voice from Peter. Look, let her keep riding the punches. She'll start wearing down, work behind your jab, and she'll start to tire, and you'll start pipping at her. You know, let's see a bit of meat behind the jab now. You know what I mean? And it's very calm influence. You know what I mean? Gets the corner.
If he's ragging corner, or if he's panicking, the fighter will sense it. So you've got to look how Jimmy Tibbs is when he were a trainer in corner. Very calm, very cool, calm and collected. Look, our Mark Tibbs, he's each same. And then you look at other corners and they'll be effing and blinding and this and that because they don't know what they're fucking doing. You know what I mean? They don't what they know about boxing. You could write them back on a stamp, but if they've arse-licked enough people at board, they'll get a trainer's license. So that's what it's
Ben Davidson.
Well, I mean, I like to think that he's one for the future. But he's in with MTK and they're going to give him cream at crop, aren't they? Listen, he must be a good trainer to get where he is. He does know what he's on with, but he needs to stop blowing his own trumpet, doesn't he? Because it's not the done thing, is it? That is it. It's not about the fucking trainer. It's about the fighters, isn't it?
The reason why it's not a disagree with us, but I just look at what we just said then. It just cast my mind back when Tyson Fury was against Wilder in the first fight. You know, he's trembling in the corner even when he's giving Tyson some water. And if Tyson's not the person he is, right, and the sort of doesn't give a fuck attitude and the sort of breed he is, any other fight would have crumbled against Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this comes down to let's see him take someone from scratch. He's never done it. So how can you be a half decent trainer if you haven't taken anyone from scratch?
Yeah, but he hasn't had a chance, has he? Because he's been that busy with MTK top kids that he's probably got some kids now he's doing from scratch. He's got to be given time, hasn't he? But I don't want to see him putting tweets out about all his wins because I know why he's doing it, because he wants Ring Magazine trainer at year and it's already going to Eddie Reynoso, so get over it. You might get the British trainer at you, but you're not going to get Ring Mag one, which is like the holy grail for trainers. Do you know what I mean? It's the holy grail. But I just thought it was a fucking cringe. And like Peter Fury said in that interview the other week, it's becoming a fucking cringe sport of arse lickers. I just want to see the fights now. I don't want to fucking see trainers fucking putting shit out like that. It's about the fighters. Let's, you know, some of them kids who are making their debuts, let's see them on Dugan, let's see some of these kids who are making the debuts on IFL instead of your Ben Davidsons and all the rest of your fucking usual 25 people that are coming on. Let's see some fresh faces on IFL, Umar. Get to some of these events and get these kids who are turning pro, get them on there. Like they've got that Stevie on IFL, haven't they? She's been on a few times, hasn't she?
Yeah.
But only because she's Dave Allen's fighter and Dave Allen's Coogan's mate. What about other kids that are turning pro? What about Dempsey Whale? What's he had? 3 fights. I don't see him on IFL. Why ain't Dempsey Whale on IFL? Hey, what about the kids that Steffi Bulls had who don't give a look and who've been turning pro? But yeah, Dave Allen's fighter's on there. And some of them other ones, Danny Morell's been on there enough, and he's a Dave Allen fighter. I've heard he's doing good, so good luck to him. But what about, there's more than them. It doesn't have to be like the own little fucking circle that are getting on, all the same people. Let's spread the love. Get more people on. What about kids? There's kids up and down the country that don't give a look in. IFL, our biggest platform in the country, aren't they? For boxing on YouTube. Let's share it out. Let's not have the same old people on. The same old kiss asses. Let's have some fresh meat on. And let's share it about. Because let me tell you this. sooner or later, there might be some big changes in boxing, and then the landscape changes very quickly. And certain people that think, yeah, look at me, they might be on the outside looking in. And there's a lot of people in boxing that've got long memories. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Did you get a chance to see Mongaya against Brasado?
No, I didn't watch that.
I'm going to cover that. I'll cover that tomorrow with Kent in the morning if you've not seen that. And did you see the McKenzie show? Yeah. Oh, you saw. What did you think?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Backhand Peters against Tyler Denny. What do you think to that?
What do you think? Say again, sorry.
They're out the mind. They just do what they want, them refs, don't they?
Right. Why? What is it with the refs these days now? Because I just feel like they're getting. I think on the Zone. I think what was it? Which show was it? It might have been the Boxer show. There was a young load of refs all emerging all of a sudden, youngsters, which I'm not against, but because you need some fresh blood in. But I just think, refs are getting a little bit shocking. Howard Foster, how is he not investigated?
Don't leave my stomach. You want what?
How is Howard Foster, like, he's not investigated? Like, who has Steve Gray? Another one.
Steve Gray?
How have they not looked at?
Listen, mate, do you know these people, that same old people doing the same old mistakes? It's like a round robin of mistakes from them. 1 week we've got Howard Foster, Mark Lyson, Victor Laughlin, Steve Gray, good old Terry O'Connor, though. We can't forget him, can we? He's always he's always there or thereabouts. But we've got the same old people making the same mistakes, and the board don't feel like they have to answer to anybody, do they? We're the board answer to you.
This is the thing, right? What I'd like to see, one main event, let's say one sort of show. What you should do is, I don't know, say it's quite like another Kid Galahad one, or whatever they decide to do to Zone. And what you should do is they should put the camera down round by round on all the judges' scorecards, so the boxers can see it, everyone can see it, right? And I can guarantee you there'd be more entertaining fights. They'll have to take more risks, the boxers.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Then if you like, let's say, I don't know, let's say Campbell Hatton in his last fight. You saw those scorecards, right? And you see them. Whoever's scoring it wrong, they've got to answer for it. They're going to think, what the fuck, how's he scored that? And they've got to be asked the question. Like Coogan has to go up to him and say, oh, why have you scored that? How can you justify that? And it'd be just like, they've got to answer to it for a change. You get what I mean? And I can guarantee you, if that was shown, that, I mean, like, because you can never truly know in a, let's say, fight. Let's say, I don't know if it's close, like, I don't know, like Natasha Jones v Katie Taylor has been a close one. You never truly know who's winning. You know what I mean? It's always like that, depending on each other. If you saw the judges' scorecards, I guarantee you, one fight will take a fucking risk, and it'd be more entertaining. So,
yeah, is that your take on it all, Max?
Well, I'd like to see them trial it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about giving you a new name, Max, a new nickname.
Oh, here we go. What's this?
Well, I think really you're a big cuddly teddy bear.
So you're going to say Huggy Bear to me?
I'm not going to call you Huggy Bear. No, I'm going to call you Max the Marshmallow. Is better than the breadcrumb, innit? Because I've seen your hot pads and that, and I've seen you spar up Chris's, so we can't say you've got the art of a breadcrumb. But you are a big, soft, cuddly marshmallow, aren't you, Max? Really?
I don't know, like, how to take that, because if breadcrumb's stuck now, you can't just change it halfway through.
People come up to you in the street and say, oh, look, breadcrumb.
Fucking dripping tap dads.
What about that guy when we were at that roadworks in West York?
Fucking hell, that's two.
Best.
Yeah. Then I've been outside Smedley's gym. There's people in pickup saying, "Fucking hell, it's breadcrumb," right? So it's stuck now. So and it to you, right? Bloody hell, I was a celeb when I went into Smedley's gym for the first time to train. Oh yeah, I've seen you on
celeb.
Fucking hell. Like, they're like, say, oh, you're on Porkies, aren't you? I was like, fucking hell. If I knew I was going to get that, jeez.
Max,
It's just like...
You love it, Max. Since you met me, you've got 20,000 on Insta, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Well,
How many subscribers?
But then you get all the shit with it. So people challenge you, calling you out every fucking 5 seconds. Oh, I'll have a fight with you.
Ignore it, don't you? You have to ignore it. Sometimes people can cross the line, and sometimes you have to address it. But you just have to ignore it most of the time. It's just hot air, isn't it? It's just people who got a lot of time on their hands. So don't take it as a pinch of salt.
Yeah, no.
Mick gets threatened and abuse and stuff like that, and Mick just laughs it off. Nobody's trying to punch at him yet, have they? So just laugh it off. You've got to laugh it off. Take it as a compliment, mate.
Yeah.
Don't take it too personally. It's just social media, isn't that? So if you play the game, you can dish it out. You got to take it. Don't take it too personally. But have you got a girlfriend, you Max?
So, right, you know the current state of this. Why are you asking that?
Just asking.
No. Why have you? No, I haven't. But why are you asked that? You know the current state of affairs.
I'm just asking you. That's.
You're smiling. Look at that. You're just a silly bastard.
You're punching above your weight, Max, since you met Big P.
When you were about to, I tell you what, I shit myself when you were about to ask that lass's number in that barber shop. Christ, I nearly a little bit of crap came out. It's like, don't you dare go in there. Just fucking rushing over there, like fucking hell. You're definitely not getting an haircut. Fuck off.
I'm gonna go ask for your number for the Max. Were you sweating?
Yeah, I was actually. Don't do stuff like that.
I didn't go in, is it? I mean, me walking in the barber shop, they say, "What's he walked in here for?" He's going, "Head like a ball." I said, "Well, Max, my pal over there. Every time we come down here, he always points to you in your window doing hair, and he wants to take you out."
Yeah. Fuck's sake. Just so no. What I was going to say is, Auntie Joshua. If you were,
Max, you're changing the subject. How many bitches have you got on go?
I thought we were talking about boxing here. This is fucking boxing.
I'm pulling your leg, Max. Don't take it too hard. Go on.
I'll just get caned. If it's not you, Smedley, do you know what Smedley says to me? Do you know what he does? He goes, after the next couple of fights, Max, do you know what I'm going to do? He goes, and I was like sitting at his dinner table in front of his missus and that. He goes, after if I turn you over and make you pro or so, what I'll do is I'm gonna have a word with the local vicar and see if I can find anyone to dig up so you can fight. He says shit like that. He just gives me utter shit every day. And what was it last Wednesday? You would have laughed actually. I think I did 9 3-minute rounds. I thought, fucking hell, I'm feeling it. I'm like, I need to get out of the ring.
3 minutes.
Yeah, in a row.
Nicky.
No, it was me, Quinn, Ivan. There's a new heavyweight down there who's quite decent.
Lightweight.
Yeah, I know, but you're punching air when you get. It's like fucking chasing Lomachenko around the fucking ring.
Knuckles like David Hayes, aren't they? Like cue balls stuck on his hands, aren't they? He's got freaky.
Do you know the worst thing about it? You don't see him coming. Fucking annoying bastard him.
I don't know if he's a lightweight, Max. Saying he's tall as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got a reach of a bloody yardstick. You know what I mean?
It's easy to get carried away with people like Quinn, who's going to turn pro because they can bang and they've been roughing up some pros in sparring and stuff like that. But he's at that age, what is it, 18, 19, where he hasn't got a bird, he doesn't drink and that. That's good, but that can all change in the space of 1 week.
Yeah.
Could meet some split ass before you know where you are. She wants
split up. My dad used to use that split ass mechanic.
Yeah, he could meet some bird, some wench, and she, before you know where you are, she might be. Before you know where you are, she'll be down at Chris's gym saying, "This should be happening, that should be happening," and it happens. And I've seen it, mate. I've seen it, and it's quite easy. And before you know where you are, Quinn's not 18, he's 28, and he's in local pub, and he's like that. Yeah, I could have been a contender. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And he's in pub with some viewer, and it's the same viewer that ruined his life. So viewers wenches, split arses, whatever you want to call them, they need to change from boxers because women weaken legs. You know, said that, don't you?
I said that.
Mickey Goldmill, Rocky's trainer in Rocky.
Yeah.
Women weaken legs. And that's what they do, mate, because before you know where you are, you're up all night with them shagging, or you're out partying with them, or you're running them about all over, or you're thinking about them, or you're on phone to them, or you're texting them. I know trainers that ban phones in gym. And I see people, they finish a training session and then they're on the phone. Carl Froch didn't do that. He went and got his head down and rested. You go on your phone when you finish at end the third session, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You don't have your phone on it, gym, all the time. Do you know what I mean? And other people that you want have got Clinton Woods doing that, Robin Reed, people like that, Josh Whale. What, on phone every 2 seconds when you're training? There's a difference between champions and also rans. Dave Allen's not got a belt, has he? Right?
No.
On social media till 4 in the morning. How can he get up and do a 6 a.m. run? Steffi Bull used to come and pick him up early in the morning. I know for a fact he'd been on his Twitter all night. So how can you train? You can't do it, can you? You've got to make a choice. And social media is affecting a lot of boxers. All these boxers who are on social media, they need to employ somebody to run the social media so they can do the job. Training, sleeping, eating. And that's it, resting. You don't want to be on that all the time, your mind spinning round. So you either want to be a champion or you want to play at it. If you want to play at it, fair enough. Get in queue and be a Willie Warburton or a Elvis Doob. Do you know what I mean? You know Elvis Doob is, don't you? What is he? 7 wins, 120 losses or something, 110 losses.
All right. Yeah.
Journeyman. But he'll be on his phone all the time, won't he? But the champions aren't, are they? That's how I look at it.
It comes down to what you're saying, like Carl Froch, how disciplined it was. It's like, you know, he'll do his runs.
They're world champions, aren't they? Carl Froch won't think no at having people around his house and then saying, right, I'm going to do a training session now. So if you don't mind, that's the discipline. Selfish. And that'll be to his friends and family, and he won't be bothered if people are offended because he's got a job to do. Because it's a lot of place in that ring. If you're going to make a mistake, you're going to get put to kip, aren't you? It's a Terry Harper job or a Galahad job, isn't it? Where you're like that.
Yeah.
You've seen stars. It can make the difference. You've got to be switched on. You get. It's not like you're having an 100-meter race or hitting a tennis ball over at night. You're getting punched in the head. You're getting punched in kidneys, and you're pissing blood. Bad fight. You make a mistake in there. You don't go home and go, oh, we got beat 5-4 today because they did an own goal at last minute, but we'll get them next week. No. You go into hospital and you can't fight for a month if you've been stopped because of board rules. But if you're only fighting 6 months anyway, you're knackered for 6 months. And if you've lost your belt, you could go to the bottom of the queue without politics, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Boxing isn't to be played at. This is why I said to you the other week, Max, what are you doing going there? You're not even fucking putting effort in, were you? You weren't though, were you, Max?
No.
You were going to the gym, but you weren't training hard. You was attending. There's a difference between going to the gym and attending. Because if you're attending, you show me up, aren't you, up there? You've got to go in and put. So when you go tomorrow, you've got to go 110%, haven't you? Because you've got a fight coming on 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Just under 4 weeks,
Take Instagram off, and you've got to do your session. Then you get on your phone after, don't you? Rockets. You're smart enough to know you've got a good thriving gym up there. You employ people, so you know you have to be switched on. So you've got to take that. How you run your gym up there, you've got to take, and you do PTI work. You've got to take that into your training at Chris's. Otherwise, you're wasting Chris's time and your own time because it's costing you, innit? To come down here, it's not cheap. Traveling from Scarborough, hotels, 2 nights.
Yeah. Well, this brings me on the other subject. You know, Chris been stopping at Chris's now the last couple of times now. And
that's exciting. What, has he still got his shell suits?
Fucking hell. Do you know what? He just rinses me. He just rinses me. He tortures it. He gets into your head as well. I don't know how Nikki and Luke dealt with him growing up as kids. because he just
Probably all knocked up, can't each other, all of them.
Yeah, but it's like he goes. He rang me on the way back. He goes, I've just got something to say, Max. I was like, what's that? Well, basically, you know that bed you stayed in. I was like, yeah. He goes, I've shined a UV light over it. You've been fucking wanking, haven't you? I was like, you sick bat? Why would you come out of stuff like that? He's just sick.
Had you been, had you now? No,
You are?
not been doing that, had you?
You're fucking,
Why aren't you up?
fucking sick.
Let me tell you this, right? I'll tell you a story. This is a true story, right? Me, Liam, Cameron, Dennis, and Chris went to York Hall on a road trip. Dennis had he had a new X5 at the time, a white one. Pass me that pen, Rocky. Ignorant. And he had a white X5 Beamer. So I drove there, and I'll tell you the story. I drove there, and on the way there, Chris showed me a photo. He said, "Here, what do you think to that bird there, Russ?" And it was a bird who had a right good tan, and she was in a dress and that. She looked all dolled up, ready to go out. And I went, "Oh fucking hell, she's all right." Chris, he went, "You fucking nonsense, it's my daughter." And I was like, "Oh fucking hell, sorry, Chris." So when we got there, we had a bit of a laugh, like, because that's what they're like. They're leg pullers, aren't they? And I what happened that way back now? I can't remember, but I think I fell out with Dennis on way back. So I was pissed up. I got pissed up, and I said, Chris, we're driving about. I said, Dennis, get him to pull up here. I need a piss. And anyway, he pulled up. Oh no, that way. I says, oh Dennis, I think I'm going to be sick. My gastric band. He went, oh Chris, pull up. He's going to be sick in car. I pulled up and I had a fucking piss, and I thought, I bet the fuck off, and they didn't fuck off. But I was being very argumentative with them because I'd had a drink, and I ended up stopping at Dennis's house that night. We went back to his house, and I got back to his house, and we never fuck. I just went straight in and went straight to sleep. He never said fuck all. He did it morning, but listen, sometimes people fall out. But Chris is a really funny bloke. Honestly, me and him.
It is funny.
We had a fucking massive ones. Massive, it were fucking getting. It were going to be really serious. I was fucking running around with knives with that fucking. We're all right. We're not fucking. Sometimes people say things, and like I said, I was fucking steaming. I think I've been drinking at Dennis's that night, and he said something to me on the phone or something. What were it now? I think it was an interview I'd done with Terry. I forget what it were now. Oh, that right. I went for a seconds license, and I said, yeah, I should be able to get a seconds license. They give Chris Smedley one. I didn't mean anything by offence by it, and I think I said it on my channel to Terry, and fucking he rung up, fucking ranting off, and I went, "What are you fucking on about?" He took it wrong way. It's like he were playing banter with me with a photo of his daughter.
Yeah.
But I was like, fucking hell. But I maybe I took that wrong way. Anyway, I'm like fucking messing with you, Babby. It's that Sheffield banter, and if you're not from there, you've got to some it's hard to explain. I'm from Doncaster, aren't I? A mining village, but they're Sheffield, it's steel, innit? And you're from down south, aren't you? But you live up north, so you've not lived around there. It's hard to get to know people at first and the little ways and that, but if you're stopping at Chris's house, he'll like you, and he's a good bloke.
Yeah. Well, he's rang me every day this week. It's ridiculous.
You're going to bum each other, Max, are you?
Fucking hell, he's rang me every day. It's ridiculous. I'm like, am I the son that like you never had or something? He goes,
oh fucking hell, Max, you fucking cringe. What are you coming out with here, man?
Yeah, but you know what he said? Do you know what he said? He goes, I'll tell you what, if I saw you come out of my He goes, if I saw you come out of my ex-missus, I'd abort straight away. Fuck that.
What?
Fucking I'll do abortion straight away. You're something that should ram down the leg, you are, Max. Fucking horrible.
Oh, on that subject, Max. So you're training tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? Cardio or sparring?
It's going to be body sparring, and it's going to be these 6-minute rounds.
Like sparring
Nicky's fucked, mate, at the minute.
Yeah,
he's
operation,
yeah, he's about be the other heavyweight they got there. He's quite decent. And they've got Quinn. I do a bit with Quinn, but it'll be just mainly with this heavyweight they've got there, body sparring, and circuits with Bernie. Fucking hell, Bernie's a bit brutal on circuits now. Loves it.
I'm a kid, Bernie.
Yeah, he's a nice kid. Yeah, very nice.
Nicky gives you a body shot, didn't he? Your body shot.
Yeah, yeah. The other week, yeah, didn't like that.
You, Max, that you jumped in to spar with 8-ounce gloves on, and they had 16-ounce on. 16-ounce on. Is that true?
No, that wasn't fucking true.
Well, what did you do? I had you fucking jumped in with 8-ounce gloves on, and Chris went, "You can get them fuckers off."
No, fucking hell, it was 14 ounce. And he gave me these Gamp ones with 16 ounce.
Oh,
he says, "You're not fucking ever sparring in 14s or anything lower than 16s, not you." Right, until you get them. Yeah. Yeah.
Most gyms spar in 16s, don't they?
It's safety, isn't it?
Safety, innit? Yeah. Frotch dropped George Rose with 16 ounces on, and he pulled the shot, put him to kip. But it's only another 6 ounce. That's all. It's not that much. But when you get your 10 ounces on, you're lighter then, aren't you? It's a bit, aren't you, I suppose. It's all here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But good luck tomorrow then, Max, and I'll see you Thursday.
What? So yeah, so I'm not seeing you tomorrow, no. Just establish.
Fucking hell. I've got.
Well, no, because you confuse. Right. If you look at your text, you know why you confused me.
Thursday, didn't I? Thursday, mate. Because you come Wednesday, Thursday, don't you?
Yeah.
If you want to come round here tomorrow, you can. But I've got Zooms booked on here tomorrow.
That's fine.
What a fucking Max. Fucking hell. Have you been through my fucking dustbin last night? I need a car. Max is here. Fucking hell, Max. You want to take Rocky? Rocky, go on. Max wants to move in. Rocky likes you anyway. Don't bark at you now, does he?
No, he doesn't. No. Just one other thing. Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
If someone came to you or Anthony Joshua came to you and says, "What shall I do about this rematch?" What would you say?
I'd say stick with Robert McCracken and stick to what you know best. You're not going to turn into fucking Sugar Ray Leonard in 6 months, no matter what trainer you get. Robert McCracken went to court for you. He'd been in jail 2 weeks for 2 assaults and dealing drugs. He got caught with 8 ounce, and they proved that he'd had a 9, but they got him with 8, didn't they? Car stunk a bit in a GB tracksuit, disrespecting GB team. So McCracken got him off at court after 2-week remand. And what was the other one? He stuck by him all the way through.
Yeah.
And he's got this far with McCracken. So why would you want to go somewhere else? Because if you get beat, you're in no man's land there. Fans will turn on you. So get rid of all them people that you've got in your team. Stick with Robert McCracken. Or get rid of them all and move on. But he's had the run of that EAS up there, him and his cronies, for 11 years, sorry. They've had the run of that place up there. So if he leaves McCracken, he'll not be able to train up there, will he? But he's talking about going on the road, isn't he? And learning his new craft. But there ain't enough to, what can you teach him at his age now?
This is how I look at it. You know, let's say the roles reversed. Let's say, I don't know, someone like Canelo, let's say Wilder, whoever, from over there, America area, said, "Look, I'm going to go around Europe and see what trainers there are," right?
Yeah.
Now, you came to England. Robert McCracken isn't he going to be your first point of call, is he?
No, he isn't. But and Robert McCracken, in my opinion, I think he gets kids who've had decorated amateur careers like Carl Frotch and Joshua. So you've got something to work with. What has Robert McCracken done with anybody who's not had a decorated career? For example, what did he do with Dave Walker? Did he have Lee Meager? I'm not sure, but who else has he done anything with? Nobody. But Frotch missed out on Olympics by thinness of his vest. He got robbed. But he won a medal in World Championships.
Yeah.
Joshua's won an Olympic medal, so he's had it on a plate, hasn't he, really, with them two? And they're both very similar styles, aren't they? But Frotch's chin's a bit better, isn't it?
That's what I mean. This is what I mean. You wouldn't go to Rob McCracken. You'll go to. I know we still slate him, but we go
the Dark Lord. Go to Adam Booth.
Exactly. You go to him because he's actually, no matter what we say about him, he's actually quality.
Adam Booth's, I rate Adam Booth, me, but some people don't. I don't know why, but he's obviously, people say he talks a good game, but I think he knows what he's on with. And but some people don't. But there's Joe Gallagher,
Peter Fury.
Peter Fury, there's trainers there. Peter's got enough fighters, he won't take no more on. But Joe Gallagher, Shane McGuigan, all good trainers. They wheel the same old people. What about Pat Barrett? What about Arun Edley? What about Max McCracken? What about Tony Sims? What about Mark Tibbs? There's trainers up and down the country. Yeah. Chris Sanager, Josh Whale, he's a trainer.
But we've mentioned all them.
Roads,
right?
You can go on forever.
But we've mentioned them. But guess we haven't mentioned.
Oh,
Ben Davidson.
Ben Davidson, yeah, he probably just.
But they're all ahead of him. You know what I mean? Because we just think automatically he's no good.
Ben Davidson's a good trainer. He's just that he keeps telling everybody he is, and that's where he lets his son down, in my opinion. But he's had gifts, hasn't he? But when you're putting a tweet out and you're bragging off about all the fights that you've been involved in and won, like Devin Haney, where really he wasn't the main trainer, it was Haney's dad, wasn't it? Mark Tibbs was the head trainer when Billy Joe lost, but he didn't put that about Billy Joe losing on his Twitter, did it? He didn't put that one about Bateson beating his fighter the other night. So you can't have it both ways. That's where you leave yourself wide open. That's the perils of social media, kid.
Look, Ben Davidson, so I'll tell you what, so I'm going to predict this now. I'm going to put my head above the parapet. A loss will come for Josh Taylor. A loss will come, right? And he'll realise that I'll need to move trainers, right? And he'll leave Ben Davidson because in a losing situation, I don't think Ben knows how to come back as a trainer. I just don't think he's been in it. Yeah, he's only so much level. Look, he's not much. Look, you telling me he's even as good as Rob McCracken?
Well, Robert McCracken's obviously more experienced and he's fought for a world title and he's been a British champion. So, but that's where the edge has got him. But Robert McCracken's very calm, and he don't do social media. Whereas Ben Davidson's in your face, but Robert McCracken's the top earning trainer in the country, and he social media, he keeps his centre his centre. You don't have to be on social media if you're any good. If you're good, people will know you're good. It's like Peter Fury once said to me, look, he said he told you, look, if you're good enough for you, the money will come. You've got to be good enough. And you don't see Peter Fury like Spencer Fearon and other people gagging for blue ticks, do you? On Twitter. Peter Fury ain't got a blue tick. He's been asked if he wants one, and Peter just give him a look. What do I want a blue tick for? But Tyson used to say that years ago. Yeah, what do I want a blue tick for? He ended up with one, didn't he? Tyson was a world champion and didn't have a blue tick. And he beat Vladimir.
You're right. Who was wanting a blue tick for ages? Who was that?
Steffi Bull. Steffi, get Celia Keneally, my lawyer. She'll get you your blue tick. All right. You mind keep pestering Frank Smith about your blue tick. See Celia. She knows how to get a blue tick.
Frank Smith. Do you reckon Frank Smith is still getting like Andy Joshua's spunk and spread it on toast in the morning now? Or do you reckon that's done with?
Max, what are you coming out with stuff like that for? It's a fucking gag I used ages ago, that. Are you nicking me?
Well, I'm just thinking. Do you reckon he's still
Frank Smith, in my opinion, is a little fucking arselick. And do you know what I mean? If Eddie Hearn packs boxing in, do you think Frank Smith's going to take boxing over a match from? He'd get trampled on. Nobody would respect him. He's no bigger position than what I did for Dennis. All he is Dennis. He's Eddie's eyes and ears, isn't he? And there'll be stuff that goes on internet with boxers and rankings and stuff like that Eddie can't keep his eye on all the time. Frank will get to know about it. That'll be it, basically. But interesting, isn't it? I had to laugh though yesterday when somebody said to me that Eddie don't have fuck all to do with sporting icons now. What a shame that is, sporting. Boo hoo hoo. Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn on his intros and Dylan White, but he hasn't got him on now, has he? Sporting. Put Eddie Hearn on one of your intros. It's sporting icons. It's the only place to be. Go on, sporting. Put Eddie on your intro next week. Sporting, sticking it to Eddie now. Boo hoo hoo. Listen, it's boxing, isn't it? People fall out. People have got fragile egos. It's full of insecure men. Managers, trainers, boxers, all insecure.
No friends.
90% of them, pardon?
No friends in boxing.
Eddie Hearn doesn't do mates. He does money. So maybe I should take a leaf out in his book. But then again, I've only got 19 years left before I'm brown bread.
There we go.
Great then, Max. I'm going to get off.
Right.
So I'll see if you want to. If you give me a ring tomorrow, you know where I am. I'll be here. But like I said, I'll let you know what time I'm filming. And if you want to come round for a cuppa, you're welcome. If you're in the area, you must be bored, are you? But on Thursday, yeah, we can.
Thursday at 10, yeah, at yours.
Yeah. So, all right, kid.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Take care, Max. Cheers,
you too, mate. Take care. See you in a bit. Bye, 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 bye.
And that were it. That was Max's story. He's coming to see me Thursday and he's coming tomorrow. Max needs a pal, doesn't he, Max? He needs guidance. That's what he needs. But then again, so do I. I mean, who's going to guide me? How can I guide Max if he's guiding me? I don't know. But be like Rocky, Marshmallow's coming tomorrow as well as Thursday. So, okie dokie. So, well, at least somebody likes me. Oh, that's painful. That look at that old badness coming out. Can you see it? Can you see that there? That black stuff coming through it. What I do, I'll press this. Ready? Oh, that's so painful. That so painful. Right then. Peace out. Big shout out. I want to give a big shout out to all them people that have subscribed and rejoined the members area. Thank you very much. Told you I'd not let you down. You've got your members area videos from October and for November. Not bad, eh? And you'll get your missing videos from YouTube this month for October and November. But thank you for rejoining, and thanks for leaving some nice messages yesterday. It's nice that people leave nice messages and nice emails. All right. Thank you very much. And for sharing the videos as well. I've noticed on analytics that you're sharing it on your WhatsApps more. So thank you very much. And I think that's about it. I need to catch up on Asylum now. Put Asylum on. I think I might put it on tonight and I'd nod off to it. Put it on that telly and I nod off to it. It's a bit of a giggle in it. It's wonder who's one weapon at week. Is it weapon at week? Belly at week they do, don't they? So I'm thinking about doing a Tuesday tit. Something like that. Or cock of the month or something. Cockhead of the month or prick of the month or something. Or should we do a hero of the month? Is there any heroes in boxing now? I don't know. But we'll see. So peace out. Kent's on tomorrow, 8:30. That video will be up tomorrow for 11 a.m. Kent's video. I'll film it at 8:30 tomorrow and I'll get it out for 11. How's that? Kent, the man that wakes up in the morning when his alarm goes off to the eye of the tiger. All right. Peace.